Hey everybody, the Johnny Cage here, welcoming you back to another edition of the Game Cage. Today on the Game Cage we are playing Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012 edition, not to be confused with the 2013 edition or 2011 edition. They come out with a new one every year, so it's kind of ridiculous, but that's Wizards of the Coast for you. I had played Magic the Gathering for a few years throughout college. I haven't really been into it anymore, at least not as far as, the buying the cards. Actually, man, those trading card games will really suck up your money really fast, too. But whenever I need my Magic fix, I come to a game like this. I got it last year. There's a lot of DLC available for it to kind of nickel and dime you, but I've only got the main game here. I just play when I need a fix, and I figured I'd show you guys how to play Magic the Gathering, in case you don't happen to know. Because it is, it's a card game that's been around since 1993, and Pokemon is still really popular, and Yu-Gi-Oh! I know is still fairly popular in some circles. I see a lot of people in conventions still playing it, that's for sure. But this is the one that really started it all, and so here we go. We're going to keep things really simple. First, you start off by choosing who you're going to duel, so I figure we're going to go with a simple green versus red match. There are 5 colors in Magic. There's white, black, green, red, and blue. Each of them kind of have their own traits to them, but these two are pretty simple. Green normally constitutes having really big creatures that can take a while to get out into the field, but there are also ways to get more mana out in the field faster to have those guys come out more quickly. Red, on the other hand, is all about burning, so it just does direct damage. You'll just play a card that says, okay, it does 3 damage to a creature or player, and that's kind of how they roll. Very red, like that kind of burn deck style, very convenient for new beginners to the game. Really helps you just get a feel for it. So here you go. Here's your opening hand. So you have your mana represented by your land here, and you have your creatures. Now, for example, let's take this guy, Garruk's Companion. He costs 2 green to cast. He's got Trample, which is an ability that it's not going to explain it to you in the game if you just pick this up and played it, but he's got 3 attack and he's got 2 defense. We'll just say it's attack and toughness. But so if he attacks an enemy that has, let's say, 2 toughness, then it would kill that enemy, and 1 more attack would get through and do direct damage to their life points, which are represented right here. Everyone starts with 20. This is the number of cards in their hand, the number in the deck. Most decks have 60 cards, which is the minimum, and you want to have a smaller deck just because then you can get to the cards that you really want to bring out. So normally I would recommend starting with 3 mana, but I'm going to go a little ridiculous here and, no, not draw a new hand. Keep this hand. Yes. And then I believe they are going first. You never really know who's going first. I don't know. And then you got this little boot bar representing the amount of time they have to play another card. And I drew another mana. So, if you haven't figured it out by now, it's just like any other card game. You draw a new card at the beginning. I can't do anything with 1 mana, so it automatically goes to the next person's turn. Now, normally when you play a game of this with actual cards, it's going to go a bit quicker because you don't have to wait for the time to go. It's just, boom, 1 mana down, go. 1 mana down, go. So normally the first couple of turns in a game of Magic go really quickly, depending, of course. But so we have 2 mana out, so now we can bring out Garruk's Companion. Great to have a creature out there. The reason why there was a time in between there, my casting of it, and it actually coming onto the field, because they could have played a counter card. Now, countering is something that you see a lot with blue cards, more so than any other color, so we really don't have to worry about it from red. And here's a card of their own, the Fiery Hellhound. Cast 3 to bring out, and you can pump him. He's a pump creature, if you will. So you can pay 1 red to give him +1/+0 until end of turn. And you can do that as many times as you want, as long as you have the mana for it. We can't do anything about that card, and we won't be able to, considering the color that we're playing here. You can play multiple different colors in a deck, too, I should mention. Some people play, not uncommon to see 2 or 3 colors played. Some people play all 5, although you really have to strategize a deck around that if you're going to go that route. So now we have 3, so now we can bring out some other cool stuff. This guy is, wow, really overpowered. You might notice this icon right here is silver. That means it's an uncommon card. Gold is for rare, and then an orange kind of color is for mythic. 4/5 for 3. Now, the reason why you're getting such a great deal is because it requires 3 green. Sometimes it will just say like 1 green and then 2 in gray, and that represents 2 of any color. So you're not going to get necessarily great creatures for that. But this, because it requires 3 of an exact color, you're going to get a pretty nice deal. So let's bring that out. 4/5. That's going to give us a lot right there. And I'm going to see what he's going to do. I'm going to throw him some bait here. I'm going to send Garruk's Companion at him. See if he blocks it, or he's just going to take the hit for 3. He'll probably take the hit, considering it's his only creature out there right now. No, okay, well, this is interesting. He apparently just really wanted to get out of the field, because Trample is a very good attribute to have. So as you can see, the 1 damage went through, though, still. Now he's got no guys out there, but, you know, he still has 6 cards in his hand, so might have something something to offer, but apparently not. Although, don't think that he's got absolutely nothing, because still he can use this mana for instants. I don't have an example of an instant in my hand right now. Actually, is Overrun an instant? No, it's a sorcery. Sorceries you have to do during your turn, but instants you can do during the other player's turn. So if I bring out a creature right now, he could pay this mana and kill that creature, and then when it comes to her turn again, it gets untapped, and then you can just play your turn regularly. It's a, you know, that's simple strategy. It's like strategy 101 for Magic. This guy, you can regenerate, 4/3 regenerate for just 1. That's pretty useful. So when he dies, if you have 1 mana left, you can just pay that, and then he comes running out. Also, the Giant Spider. 2/4, he's got Reach. Reach means that he can defend against flying enemies. So ignore the flavor text, it's just for fun, really. Nothing important there. But I don't have anything to worry about as far as flying, I don't think. So I'm going to go with the big regenerators. Working my way up till eventually getting an Overrun, which is an amazing card. All your creatures get +3/+3 and Trample. That is a very nice card to have. Probably will win the game with that card. But we'll see. Let's see if she can do anything about this 4/5. Most of the time with red, you'll see cards that say Dill heals 3 damage. So a 4/5 is going to be hard for her to deal with, and of course she can't. So it drops down to 15 life points. Alright, what's she going to come out with this time? What you got? Oh, you got some... Oh, this one deals 4 damage directly to just to a creature, though. Sometimes it'll say to creature or player, but me personally, I like to use Burn to just attack the creatures, because once the creatures are all gone, then you're set. Oh, another Overrun. Wow. Alright, so that's going to help us out a lot. Oh, and I didn't have the extra mana to regenerate that guy, so well played on their part to do that while I had no mana available for me to regenerate him. Well played, good sir. But that doesn't change the fact that we've got a big creature out there, and you've got pretty much nothing to defend yourself with. So, let's see. After this attack, I might be able to do some quick math and just beat her outright. We'll see if that happens. I do kind of want to do another game after this, too, just to show you a more advanced way of playing. Although, you know, this isn't like the bare bones basic of the game right here. This guy, well, he's a 1/1. When you bring him out, when he dies, he does 1 damage to target creature or player. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's a good way of killing a 2/2 with just a 1/1. But red by itself plays kind of poorly. I've never myself had a red deck that played really well just with red alone. Red mixed with other stuff, though, can be really powerful. So let's see, should I do an Overrun? Yeah, I'm going to do an Overrun because I have 2 of them. So why not? I have to pay all my mana for it, but it's definitely a card that's worthwhile. So now we've got 5/7, 7/8, both of them with Trample. And this, oh, here comes the pain right here. That's enough to take them out. In fact, yeah, it's 12. They can only block 1. So, yeah, that's the game right there. It should be, at least. Yep, there we go. Down to -1. They didn't even block it. You know, it was over already. So the Johnny Cage wins the battle. Nice. I'm glad I didn't get beaten my first one. That would have been very embarrassing. But anyhow, that's a simple game of Magic right there. I'm going to do a more complex one. Let's go with the good old black versus white, shall we? This one's going to be more complex because it's going to be a vampire deck that I'm going to be playing against a white deck that's based around equipment, which is something that's really neat. You have to bring the equipment out, and then you have to equip it, which can take sometimes a considerable amount of time, but just the same, it can make for some very, very powerful creatures. And if your deck isn't based around destroying equipment or getting equipment off of a character, or a creature rather, then yeah, it can be some real trouble. So let's see, 4 mana, that's a little much. Yeah, I don't particularly love this hand. Sengir Vampire is really cool. Great pitcher, too. You know, this ain't Twilight shit we're dealing with here. Actually, the best deck that I have is a Vampire deck. Ooh, just 2, but we might be able to make this work. Oh, we got 2 1 guys. Yes, 1-cost 1/1s that are unblockable. That's definitely a plus. And a Bloodghast, which is a very rare card. You know, he might seem strange to someone that hasn't played this game that much, because he can't block, but he has haste, which means that he doesn't have summoning sickness. As you might have noticed with some of my creatures, when they first come out, they can't attack the moment they come out, because they have what is known as summoning sickness. They have to wait a turn, but they can still block that turn, they just can't attack. And then they have a special ability called Landfall, which is whenever a land comes into play that I put, into play. I can bring him out from the graveyard to the battlefield. So this is a guy that you want to relentlessly be attacking with. And, you know, after a while he might not be so great because he's only a 2-1, but definitely worthwhile in the beginning. So let's see, I guess they'll go first. I really don't know how turn is determined. It's just completely random. So let's see if they have anything for 1. Yeah, this is a deck that's actually pretty tough. Ooh, and they can tap target creature. This is going to be interesting. So when you tap them, you notice when I attacked with the green deck before, they become tapped, which means that they can't block because they've attacked already. So this guy can automatically tap people at a cost, which can be a real pain in the ass. But we'll see how much of an effect it is. So good, we draw a land. That's always a plus. We can bring out one of our unblockable guys, which is definitely awesome, especially if we can pump him. And we can pump him with a card like Vampire's Bite, which is only 1 black, gives the creature +3/+0 until end of turn. Now if you pay for the kicker, which would cost 4 altogether, they also gain lifelink. Lifelink is an ability that gives you life based on the amount of damage that they do. Even if they die, you still get that much life. So it can definitely be worthwhile. If your creature naturally has lifelink, which a lot of vampires do, that can be really effective. A great way. I'm not going to block. Oh, I can't block anyway. Isn't he like unblockable? Yeah, he can't block and is unblockable. So yeah, good and the bad with him. Oh, this guy's just has nothing to him. He's just a 1-cost 2/1 soldier. Great if you're playing a soldier deck, though. I mean, a lot of people base their decks not around the color, but the creature type as well. So that's something to consider. But here we go. Whoop, bring that out, and got another Vampire's Bite, which is good. Great cards, Vampire's Bite, actually. I really like them. But we'll worry about them later on. So let's see, let's attack with this guy, because there's no point in leaving him there because he can't block. And he's unblockable, so we might as well just attack with him every chance we get. There we go. So even it up at 19. This could be a close fight, actually. I haven't done this fight in a while, but the equipment can be really tough to deal with if you're not prepared. Oh, it's going in. This guy can't block anyway. He's also got Summoning Sickness, represented by that purple vortex right there. So there you go. There's another 3 damage to me. And he's going to bring out this guy then afterwards during the second main phase. If you played like Yu-Gi-Oh! They might also have it in Pokemon, but I know they have it in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's another phase afterwards where you can bring out guys. You know, it's purely strategic. But this guy is pretty good. When it's in the battlefield, may attach target equipment. Oof. I don't know if they wanted to bring him out right now. They probably would have wanted to bring him out when they had a piece of equipment. But that gives me the idea that he doesn't have any equipment in his hand. Which is very possible, actually. But he's bringing out a lot of guys, though. And he's also got the Tapper, which I'm really not liking this Tapper dude. But we'll worry about him later on. Okay, we'll bring out another one. Now this guy, I'm glad I drew someone like him, because he gives other vampire creatures I control +1/+1, and only costs 3 to bring out. Definitely a great vampire to have. I have a couple of him in my actual vampire deck. Fortunately, this guy's not a vampire, he's a spirit, but he still works well with the deck, overall. Yeah, I gotta attack with the Bloodghast. I might as well attack with him, too. Attack! This is gonna get violent fast. Let's see. I only got 3 mana. Damn, if I had 4, we would be in a good way here, because then I would be able to cast the lifelink kicker with Vampire's Bite, and then I wouldn't have to worry about my life so much. But right now, I don't know. This is gonna be kind of tough. All of them are 2s. I'm gonna skip blocking this turn, but I don't really have a backup plan. This ended up being a blowout. It's just a war of attrition, really, at this point. And another one of these guys. Damn. Does he have... I wish I had something that I could clear the field with. Oh well. And another guy. Look at all these guys he's bringing out. My goodness. See, this is what soldiers do really well, is they just bring out a lot of little guys that aren't that powerful, but they're still able to do stuff like that. Alright, well... You know, I've got 2 Vampire's Bites, and I've gotta use them. So... I'm gonna cast this. You could do this during your attack as well, but I'm just gonna do it right now because it really doesn't matter. If I thought maybe they could cancel this card out, I wouldn't play it right now, but I will anyway. So let's see, we'll bring both these guys in there, and I'm gonna get 4 life and do 4 damage to him. This I needed to. That's what's gonna keep me alive here. And will they block him is the question. No, they don't. Interesting. Alright. Well then. This game, speaking of like easy basic games, I did not expect this to be as basic as it is. He's got no cards in his hand, so we know exactly what we're dealing with. We know we're going to take 8 damage here. Oh, damn. That's a lot of damage. There is a lot of damage. I'm gonna skip blocking. This is just nothing but a war of attrition fight. Oh well. Sometimes that's how it goes in Magic. But he can tap this guy. Now that is gonna be a pain. That is a true pain right there. Let's see. We have no land, but target. Ooh, that's not bad. It's a good way to kill an enemy. Oh, of course he would tap him. That figures. You know what though? I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna. Should I use that and destroy him? I think I'm gonna lose this fight. Actually, now that I think about it. Damn, this is not good. And I never got enough to play this card, which would have destroyed a creature. Then Proliferate. Proliferate is something that you don't need to worry about. If people would have had counters on them, then you get another counter. But counters is something that we didn't even experience, so I'm not even going to get into them. Let's see. I can do 4 there. That's not enough. So, unfortunately, we're going to lose this fight, it looks like. It's a really tough deck to work with, though. Skip it. Oh, well, I should have attacked with that guy. Jeez, now I'm just playing stupidly. I'll bring this guy out, though, just before it ends, because there's nothing else I can really do. So I gotta do something. And, yep, that's gonna be the end of me, unfortunately. A 1/1. Another flying guy to bring out, but, oh well, that's how it goes sometimes. In Magic. Everybody attacks, there's nothing I can do about it. If there's nothing I can do about it, I'm not even gonna bother blocking. So a very sad, unfortunate end to our game of Magic, but that's how it goes sometimes. Some decks work better against other decks, and I knew that this would be a pretty good fight. Unfortunately, we didn't get to show off either side very well. No equipment from the white, and really not a lot of vampiric abilities from black either. So. Oh well, that's how it goes, but maybe it's best that way because it keeps the game simple and it gives you a basic understanding of how Magic works. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and leave some comments below. I don't play it very often, so if you want to play me online in this, I don't see why you would, but I guess the option's available. It's a pretty cheap game, but like I said, there's a lot of DLC that you can download for it, so keep that in mind, because that's what really makes the game worthwhile. Otherwise, the decks you get them, you have 60 cards, you can unlock 30 more cards for them and then customize them, but, that's about the extent of what you're going to get. And you can't take cards from other decks and use them with other decks, so that's also a pain in the ass, compared to playing the game in real life, that is, but it's much cheaper than playing the game in real life, believe me. Anyhow, guys, that's your short intro to Magic the Gathering. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. This has been the Johnny Cage, signing out for this edition of the Game Cage. Check out me some more tomorrow, maybe. That was terribly worded. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys later on.